Brilliant.
Hello and welcome, Inspired Podcast community. This is your new episode. My name is Caroline and my today's guest is Lily. And I have to ask you how you pronounce your name.
My full name is Ljiljana, but hence why I've shortened it to Lily because it's much easier for people to pronounce it. So yeah.
Oh, that's so true. Thank you so much, Lily. I love that there's a flower with this name, a flower, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
It's all
yes.
about nature with me. Yeah.
So I'm happy that you said yes to our interview. And of course, I want to introduce you to the audience. You're a transformational life coach and you bring a unique blend of life experiences and professional expertise as a master practitioner of hypnotherapy, neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, emotional freedom technique, and life coaching to guide entrepreneurs, business owners, and executives towards happier lives. Please tell us more about what you do every day.
Well, I like to help and change people's lives, basically, in short, really, for the better, hopefully. So I'd like to engage, having done sort of 25 years in corporate world, now kind of put that behind. I'm trying to utilize all of my knowledge, experience, and my recent qualifications of the master practitioner in all of those hypnotherapy, NLP, EFT, and life coaching in particular, and trying to empower people who are struggling. You know, we were all being there where we kind of got off the track a little bit and we need a bit of a hand holding just to get back and look after ourselves, because without us being in a good place, we really not in a position to help others or to live a very good quality life. So that's basically in a nutshell what I try to do.
Oh, thank you for sharing. And now we know more about you. And my first question, of course, because this is the Inspired podcast, what inspires you?
What inspires me? A lot of things. So I love nature and the animals. Will I learn every day. I live out in the country near Cotswolds in beautiful England, and I try and immerse myself on a daily basis with what's surrounding me, the seasons, the food, what's growing, what's seasonal. The animals are so knowledgeable, and I think as humans we've got a long way to go and learn from. I've been really motivated and inspired by my mum and my grandma, who are amazing women, and also having had a life-changing experience with losing my father last year and my sister-in-law in a space of 6 days last summer. I thought I am going to change my work history, and I'm going to take my life into my hands, and I'm going to help people who are a little bit confused and they come into a bit of a T-junction in their lives, and give them that guiding support in finding who they are, empowering them on their way, and basically helping them. And I've done that by retraining. I've been doing lots of courses with well-known Tony Robbins. I follow, I'm really inspired by Mel Robbins' story, Stephen Bartlett, Dean Graziosi, Elisa Bailey, Gary Vee. There's all sorts of people that I, inspired by, as well as all the big kind of legends like Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa. I really try to help people as much as I can. And that really all stems from my own upbringing, having lived through the war in Yugoslavia. And that really affects you the rest of your life, and you never change. So in life, we are all here for a very short time, and we really need to do our best to help as many people around us, because that kind of enhances all of our lives and others.
Oh, that's so true. And I'm impressed by your shares right now. Thank you so much. Of course, I wanted to ask about your coaches and mentors, and you named already a few. Yes, I'm so grateful for that, because we can always be inspired by other
Well,
people like you.
exactly.
And yeah, the mentors you mentioned. And who was the best coach you ever had?
Um, the best coach. Well, it's the company I've trained with, which is just outside London. They're called NLP Coaching, and there was a multiple trainers that we had throughout our training. Um, Bobby Joe, she's amazing hypnotherapist, and her story is amazing, and her energy. I believe we are all about the energy, and I think for that, really, it's kind of for me the top person is Tony Robbins. He really has got kind of the full package, if you like, where he inspires millions of people on a daily basis, and he does his part to help the Feeding America, and many other sort of projects, as well as inspiring people to do better for themselves. So I think Tony Robbins is up there for me.
Oh, I love that you mentioned it, because I didn't dive so deep into his studies or teachings, but I'm always fascinated, of course, by people that attract so large audience. You're right, and we want
Quite
this for
amazing.
ourselves. Yes. So are you, for example, what are your goals? Do you want to, because you are in that podcast, and I think you were in other podcasts as well. Do you like to speak on stage? Like Tony Robbins, he's a great example for doing this.
Uh, uh, Perhaps not as articulate as him, obviously English being my second language, but I would give it a go. But by all means, and I think as long as I can share my message and inspire others, that is what it's all about. That is my aim, and even if it's handful of people, it's fine. But what I'd like to do, really, direction I like to go, is perhaps do some retreats, back in Croatia. So I'd love to do something like that, and just to kind of teach people how kind of whole range of my techniques that I've been using and practicing myself, like the breath work, like meditation, daily meditation, visualization, um, just the simple techniques like that help me in our daily busy lives that we have in, and just teaching and empowering people to utilize and help with their lives, basically.
Oh, that's so true. Thank you so much for sharing this. And at the beginning, you said something about nature, and you love to go into nature. You live on the countryside. And I had to think about the presence and the present moment, and how we can
Mm,
appreciate this. So this fits into what you said about having retreats, or
yeah,
organizing, leading retreats as well.
indeed.
And now my next question is, how do you inspire other people? You already answered this to 50%, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would like to know more, of course. What is it?
So talking about nature, I think so many people who live in cities in particular, especially if they are gone back to work post COVID, gone back to working in the offices, they don't have much time to kind of connect with that. But that is, to me, that's just excuse. We all live near the parks, or countrysides, or anywhere really. So we just need to kind of reorganize our busy schedules, perhaps, where we can, I don't know, wake up that half an hour earlier and just go and have a brief walk before or on your way to work, perhaps, and take a moment and have a couple of deep breaths to kind of synchronize and have that kind of calming experience, and take a look on a literally on a first tree that you look at, and how much wildlife there is there, just in that sort of specific moment. But also it's very good for grounding. if you engage, if you give nature a chance, I believe you will get so much more, and especially if you're doing it daily. So for me, walking in the woods, taking my shoes off and feeling the ground I'm walking on, especially now the summer's here, although it's not so great in England at the moment, it's very wet. But it's just taking those opportunities as here and there, everywhere really, that you can grab 5 minutes in your lunch breaks. It's very, very important to do that. And then when you reconnect with yourself, then you're in a better position to kind of be more proactive and to just to give more to others, basically. But yeah, so that's basically the reason of nature. I just love it on every possible way, and also food and what it gives us as well. So I think it's important to eat seasonal food, to nourish our body with a very healthy food, because when we feed in our gut and our brains well, then we can then operate on much better levels as well. So if we can, team it up with good rest, the sleep, so exercise, it's all in moderation. So without those things, we really kind of can't operate well.
Oh, that's so true. Thank you for reminding me. And I love everything you said also about the balance, and to take 5 minutes in the morning, for example, to step outside, going like taking the shoes off, removing the socks, and then feel the ground, the grass, the whatever, whatever
Beautiful.
there is. Yes, whatever
Yeah.
there is for you when you live at the beach. Yes, it can be. Or
Oh, the beach is the
yeah.
best. Yeah, being by the water and getting the energy, that's just unbelievable, really. And that's the reason why I'd like to kind of do that in Croatia on one of the islands. So that would be lovely. And talking about the retreats, I am literally about to launch a 1-day retreat here in Wiltshire, in my house, in my garden, actually. So teaming up with a very good dear friend who's a nutritionist, and we're going to help people who are not coping well with stress, like the rest of every human being on this earth. So as we're living in a changing world, it's very important to kind of learn all of the key points I've just mentioned, really. So helping people prevent from burnout and how they can learn. So we're doing a bit of a cookery class. We're going out to connect with nature. We're going to do a guided visualization, and just all in all teach people what techniques they can use on a daily basis to focus and on themselves, to lead a better lives.
Wow, that sounds fantastic. 1 day retreat.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's amazing. And also what you said, the 5 minutes in the morning, and then it sounds for me like slowing down. And this is so simple. I think this is why it is overlooked by so many people. So what would you say if someone starts and want to implement a morning routine and an evening routine? Do you have routines?
Oh, 100%. So I would say the tomorrow starts with the evening before for me. So you kind of psychologically you're getting ready for it. So for me, the evening routine is all about health, good sort of sleep hygiene. So if you try to go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time, it's kind of syncing with your circadian cycles. So I would suggest to obviously try to kind of not to limit the digital involvement at least an hour before you go to bed. So reading a book or something it's more kind of nourishing for the brain without the blue lights, and just that time before we're quite sleepy and drowsy, use that time to sort of think about of what we're feeling grateful for. So maybe list 9 things for that day, what you succeeded, and focus on the positives rather than the negatives. And I think your subconscious mind will kind of remind you and thank you of that during your sleep as well, when you go into a deeper sort of theta state of sleep. And then when you wake up in the morning, I'd say don't press the snooze button, wake up straight away, make your bed, wash your face, be nice, and have a little chat with yourself in a mirror and just say, good morning, today is going to be a great day. And sometimes stretch your arms and sort of have that celebratory, be glad that you're alive, because every day it's a gift, and we all got opportunity to do the best with what we can. And then I think if you start there with the positives, then I would say then try and go outside. That would really kickstart that cortisol levels to spike up when they're kind of waking up, and giving you that the dopamine levels, and you get a lot more from the sun outside than you would from staying in. And then try to go for a brisk walk, I'd say 10 to 15 minutes, come back, have your breakfast, and maybe do some exercise as well, and then get on, and then sort of check your telephone and the news and whatever else messages that you need to be doing. And I think that'll be good you in much better stead for the day. You have be more proactive and have that kind of reconnection with yourself.
Well, that's so true. Thank you so much. I have now a vivid image of what you are doing or what you suggest to the other people. I did this myself this morning. Yeah, I stepped outside and it was a beautiful air. It is summer, as you said. Here, summer arrived. The air was so fresh. And for me, it is 4:40. I get up
Wow,
every
early.
day at 4:40, and it is so amazing when the sun is rising. So my next question, of course, what are your gifts and talents?
My gifts are, I think, listening to people, and I think hopefully talents are that I've learned so much from living through difficult times, that I genuinely, want to maximize on positives in lives. And I believe that we are all here to make the best out of it. So and believe if we can help each other and be, kind to one another and to ourselves, as a number one, then it can be quite infectious. And I think, for example, even if you just smile on your way to work, or people are so busy, they often have their heads down, and I always make a point of saying good morning or good afternoon or whatever it is. And it does make people stop and think and smile back at you, and it does kind of is that knock-on effect basically. And I think I want to inspire people, I want to change people's lives for the better, because like you say, it doesn't take long to look after you. And the minute you stop and rethink everything, it doesn't have to be that stressful. And it's very simple. Just some breathing exercises that can only take you 2 minutes to immediately bring your stress levels down, and kind of get you back reconnected and focus you on what you're actually doing. And that is so simple. And being kind, it's the key point really. So my talent is to inspire people, I would say. So yeah, and be a good listener.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. I'm inspired right now, and I have to re-listen to this episode. Of course, there were so many nuggets in there to learn. And as we know, repetition is the key as well. So my question for you is, do you set goals for yourself or intentions? And what is one of your goals if you want to share for 2024?
So I definitely, having just started, obviously launched my business, I want to make a success. So I have written myself a clear kind of short, medium and long term kind of goals. And each one of them are broken down in sort of achievable actions. So I'll try to stick with those and revisit those. So that way it reminds me that to stay on track. And I like to not to let myself down basically. So by doing so, keeping on track to my plans, then I can't ask for more. So if I give my 100%, so I want to make this business a success and help as many people as I can, and I try to launch my wellness retreats as well in the next 2 years. That's the plan. So I'm starting very slowly here at home in England, and then hopefully we can branch out and do lots of different retreats all over the world, hopefully. So that's the aim, and working together with other key specialists. That's my aim, working collaboratively with other people who are believing in the same thing as me.
Oh, I love that vision of yours. Yes, I support this 100%. Let me know if you need something. And this is also, this leads me to my last question. When people reach out to you after listening to this episode, how can they help you? And what are your special offers, if you have some? Now we heard about the retreat and your services for the Inspired podcast community.
So people can just reach out to me, and I offer a 20-minute discovery call where I can just listen to what their needs are, and then we can then design a special bespoke packages really for them, whatever that might be, or group sessions, and we can work one-to-one, and it's all online, and basically it's very simple, and we can design the package needed for them basically, and it's very straightforward, lots of fun, but lots of tested and proven techniques that they can actually learn themselves and utilize for themselves.
Oh, I absolutely love this. Please reach out to Lily. She's amazing. We heard it. We listened to this episode to learn more and to let it sink into the subconscious. Of course, we learned so much. And now it's time for your last message to the audience.
Be kind to yourself and to all the others. Smile more and be happy.
Oh, thank you so much. And
Thank you, Caroline.
see you in the next episode.